Fine. We had completed the lesson, the blue bead. Okay. I'm going to share one PPT with you. I will have some discussion and then I'll be giving you some questions for practice. Okay. So I'll just share the screen now. Can you see this PPT?
Yes, miss.
Okay. Okay. The Blue Bead by Nora Burke. About the writer, who's Nora Burke. Nora Burke was a British novelist, a non-fiction and a travel writer, famous for her description of life in India during the early 20th century. She also wrote romances under the pseudonyms of André Lemore and Paul Lestrange. So these are pseudonyms. Pseudonyms are the pen names. Okay, they don't want to use their real name, so she had written it with another name also. He was born on 2nd August 1907 at Bedford, UK, and died on 1st March 1976 at Suffolk, United Kingdom. Basically, the nationality is British. Then she has written a lot of work even for the children. Timothy J. Burke Walrod, Humphrey, B.B. Burke Walren. These are all work on stories that she has written for the children. She has not only written stories for the children, she became popular because of the stories for children, but she has also written for the elderly people also. So Aileen Marion Wrench and Redmond St. George Burke. Okay, her parents were Alien Marion Wrench and Redmond St. George Burke. This is her biography, a very short biography of Nora Burke. The character of this story, basically, there is just one central character. The entire story revolves around this little girl called Sibia. Okay, now you can take this down. Sibia, who's Sibia? She is the protagonist of the story. She is the central character around whom the entire story is revolving. Okay, so you can note down. She is the protagonist of the story, the central character. She is a little girl from the hills. What can we say about Sibia? What kind of a girl was she? What do you learn about her? Come on, you have to speak. Otherwise, this discussion is of no use.
She was poor.
She was poor. Okay, she was poverty
She
ridden.
was a 12-year child woman.
She was a child woman. Okay, why are we calling her a child woman? Or why is she referred to as a child
Because
woman?
she used to do the work of a woman.
She used to do the work of a woman, even though, okay, because
She
she
was
was,
12 years. She was doing the work of a woman.
yes,
She was
even,
matured enough.
correct, even though she was just 12 years, she used to work like a woman. She used to go on the fields, then she used to do the cutting of the grass. She used to, make dung balls and all. So every work that a lady would do, she would involve herself in that. Then the first point that somebody has just mentioned, that she was poverty ridden. How do we know she was poverty ridden? The voice.
Rancid butter.
Okay.
Miss, very much disturbance is coming from her.
That's what. When she's trying to speak, there is a lot of disturbance. Are you out of the house?
No, miss, sorry.
Yeah, say
Now you
now.
can hear.
Yes, yes.
Uh, in the para, when we got to know that she was eating a chapati with rancid butter, we could know that she was not enough to purchase the right food.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so that is
She
one
was
part.
only having one rag from birth.
Okay. See the attire itself, what she was wearing, it was something like a rag, and she had just turned it up and tucked it like a skirt. Okay. So the clothes, from the clothes and from the food that she was eating a chapati with rancid butter on it, butter which had foul smell on it. Okay. So this tells us that she was poverty ridden. She was not even getting the essential, like the food, like the clothes. She was not getting all these things. What else can we say? She was courageous. How do we know she was courageous and adventurous?
Miss, because she helped the lady who was getting captured by the crocodile.
Attacked. She was
Yes,
a
ma'am.
lady, the Gujar lady who was attacked by the crocodile. She, was courageous enough when she just, jumps from one rock to the other rock with that hay fork in her hand. She does not think about her life. She thinks about just saving that lady. Okay, so hence we can say that she was courageous. Otherwise, a girl of her age would have screamed and run away looking at the crocodile, no? But this little girl, she was brave, she was courageous. So she jumps from one rock to the other rock to save the Gujar woman. Not only save, she takes her back to the encampment till the house. And then the people want to take that lady for medical treatment to some other place. Okay, then she is also adventurous. How do we know she is adventurous? Think of the setting of the story. Where is the story set?
In the forest area.
In the forest area. So naturally, her life will be full of adventures. You agree? Yes or no?
Yes, miss.
So when she has an encounter with the crocodile, she was not afraid because this was something that they would face every now and then. Okay, so she was adventurous. She would jump up. She had adapted herself, to the life of the forest. She was used to facing any kind of danger that came to her. Okay, so hence we can say that she was adventurous. Then she was dreamy and imaginative. How do we know she was dreamy and imaginative?
She was dreaming about a new necklace.
Okay, she was dreamy, just like a young girl who's very, very dreamy and imaginative. So was Sibia. Okay, when the bazaars was held, that time she would just, she was very much interested in having a necklace for herself. When she would see the ladies, going to cut the grass, those necklaces which they used to wear made out of beads, she was so tempted and so attracted to those. Even though it was a common necklace made out of beads, she was very much interested in having one for herself also. And she tries to make one. But then she could not because the needle that was required to pierce a hole into that seed was broken. So that desire of having a necklace was left in her heart. Okay, so she was dreamy. She dreamt of wearing jewelry. She goes and stands in front of the bangle shop. You agree or no? So this all tells you about the dreams and the aspirations of a young girl. Young girls love to adorn themselves. They want to beautify themselves. So like any other girl, she was very, very dreamy. She was very imaginative, and then she would imagine how she was looking with those beautiful clothes and beautiful necklace, the earrings and all. And even when she would take that bundle of hay and she would walk, the sound that the earrings would make, so all these things prove that she was a very imaginative girl. Okay. So have you taken down all these points? Is there anything else that you would like to add to her character? Anyone? Okay, take these points down. Once you've taken down, let me know, then I can change the slide.
Taken, miss.
Yes, miss.
Taken? Taken down?
Yes.
What about the
Yes,
others?
ma'am.
What about the others?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, fine. Then I'll go to the next slide. The theme and the message. What is the theme of the story? Struggle for survival. She is a girl from the hills. Okay, she knows that the life in the forest is not easy. They have to always struggle. They have to work hard because it's not like it's a temporary kind of life. They are settling in one place like the Gujars also. As long as the fodder was there, as long as the grass was there, they would be in one place. Once that grass was all eaten up by the cattle, they would move to another place. Also, the lifestyle of these people, they had to go, they had to face any kind of danger during the when they would go to into the forest to cut the grass and all. So it was a very difficult life. So one of the themes of the story is struggle for survival, and the second theme is where there is a will, there is a way. Okay, can anybody explain this theme? Do you think this suits the theme of the story? Where there's a will, there's a way. Have you heard of this one? No? Yes or no?
Miss,
If you
here
have
in
a-
the story,
Yes, Renuka?
Miss, in the story, Sibia wants to make a necklace and
Yes, and
so it is suitable as there is a will.
okay, your voice got disconnected, I think, in between when you were trying to say something. See, where there's a will, she was always longing to have a necklace. Hmm? So towards the end of the story, she finds one bead, blue bead, and she is very happy that she is going to wear that, as a necklace. So something that you really long for and you have a real desire for it, if you work in that direction, you are going to get it. That is the message also. And that is very closely connected to this theme. Where there's a will, there's a way. Okay. If you want something and have the patience to wait and work for it, then you are bound to get it. Okay, so note this down also, the theme and the message of the story. Let me know when you finish, then I'll change the slide.
Yes, Miss, done.
Done?
No.
Done? Okay. What about others?
Yes, Miss, done.
Done? Done? Parth? Done?
Yes, miss.
Okay. Sharanya?
Miss, done.
Three,
Done, ma'am.
down. Okay. I'm going to tell me about the title. What do you think about the title of the story? Is it appropriate?
Yes, miss.
Why? Why do you think it is appropriate?
Ma'am, because Sibia wanted a bead for her necklace, and instead of telling her mom that she was courageous out there, she told that she got a bead.
Okay, right? Because the story is revolving around the bead, the blue bead that she always wanted. Okay, she wanted to wear a necklace, and by the end of the story, we find that this little girl is successful in getting the bead. So yes, the story is justified. The title is justified, and it is appropriate. Okay. Now we go to the questions. Okay, see the first question. Where was the crocodile resting and describe the place? Come on, let's discuss this now. I want you to open your textbook and then give me the answers. Where was the crocodile resting and describe the place? What happened?
Miss, he was resting in the glassy shallows among logs and balanced there on tiptoe on the ribbed sand.
Just 1 minute, 1 minute. I'm not able to hear you clearly. Yes, say again, Aditya.
Miss, he was resting in glassy shallows among logs
Hmm.
and
Okay.
balanced there on tiptoe on ribbed sand.
Go a little more to the description of the place. Nobody is getting those lines where the crocodile was resting. Aditya has given a part of the answer, but he has not covered all the points. So I want you to think about that. Go back to that line. We should get all the points.
Miss, is this part of the sentence could be answered?
It is, I have tried to connect it. Okay, see the first part. Where was the crocodile resting? That is clear. Is that clear or no? Okay, let me hear this answer. Where was the crocodile resting?
Miss, should I tell?
Yes, yes.
Miss, he came to rest in the glassy shallows
Hmm.
among logs and balanced there on tiptoe on the rippled sand with only his raised eyes out of the water and raised nostrils breathing the clean sunny air.
Okay, so basically the crocodile was resting in a glassy shallow, in a very shallow part of the river. Okay, what was the area like? Timber was being floated on that river. Few logs were being, blocked. Then there were ripples of sand around. The water was black. Okay, see in the very first opening lines, the first, second line itself, out of the black water. So it was blackish water. Okay, curved with whirlpools. There were whirlpools also around. All these things have to be mentioned. Okay, and he had his eyes raised and the nostril breathing out of the clear, sunny air. Okay, I want you to note all these points. Then you're going to put all these points together and write out the answer. Okay, so resting in the glassy shallows or in the shallow waters, the logs were floated in the river. Some were caught up. There were ripples around, sand ripples around. The crocodile had his eyes raised out of the water and the nostrils was also out of the water. Noted all these points? Yes? Hey, ma'am, we
Yes,
are
miss.
writing. I'll wait. Only one child has responded.
Miss, done.
Done. Okay. Describe the crocodile. Give the
Miss,
physical description.
May
Miss, he was
Miss, from the deep water, the crocodile have came. The crocodile was twice the length of a man.
Okay. First point, twice the length of the man. Okay. So he was a tall creature. Yes. Go ahead.
Uh,
Why yellowish underneath? The hide was very, very tough. Okay. A huge fellow. As tall, twice the length of a tall man.
Miss, his mouth running almost the whole length of his head,
Yes, his big mouth
And-
also,
and the bony smile.
and a bony smile on it. And he was strong. Don't forget this also. He was very, very strong. Okay. So note down all these points. Written
Yes,
or
miss.
writing still. Others
Miss writing.
writing.
Miss, one more point. His use still was very much powerful.
Okay. His tail was also very powerful. You can add. Okay. Coming to the third question. How did the crocodile manage to survive? We are told that he was a strong fellow. So how did he survive? Anyone?
He used to eat the animals which came to drink the water, and he used to keep them in a pit underneath the water to store them and eat after it gets rot.
Mhm. Okay, but you have said that he used to eat the animals which used to come there to have water. Animals like which animals used to come there?
Deer, monkey,
Deer,
Duck,
monkey, duck.
dog full of parasites,
Yes, a dog full of
Miss
parasites.
fish,
fish,
Fish. Yes,
monkeys.
monkeys is already said.
skeleton cow,
Skeleton, calves. Okay, and also when he did not find anything in the river, he would go down to the ghats and feed on the dead remains of the dead bodies. Okay, add that also to the answer.
Yes, miss.
Okay, so note down all those points.
Miss, and baby crocodiles.
And yes, all the other animals, the baby crocodiles, the fish, and all. And he used to attack the animals and then keep it in a hole and then keep feeding on it till the flesh was actually rotten. Okay. Written.
Yes, miss.
Okay. Who's Sibia? Describe her describe her appearance and attire.
CBI is a 12-year-old girl.
Mhm.
She used to wear a rag. She used to eat roti, which has a green chili inside and with rancid butter.
But
Miss,
when you're answering this part, who is Sibia? You said she is a little girl from the hills. Okay, you need to say she's a little girl from the hills. She's 12 years old. Okay, and then you add all these
Okay,
points.
miss.
The protagonist of the story, she's the central character of the story. This also you can write as the opening sentence.
Yes, miss.
Aditya, you were trying to say something, I think. Aditya?
yes, Miss. Miss, I was telling the roti is a wrong word. I think chapati will be.
Yeah, I wanted to tell that this is not the word used in the story. So as far as possible, use the words which are used in the story. So chapati, not roti. Now talk about her appearance and attire.
Miss,
She was thin
she
due to
had
poverty.
No, appearance is that a point to be written
Miss,
when you're talking about appearance?
ebony hair with great eyes.
Yes, ebony hair,
With great eyes.
ebony
And her
hair.
skin of oiled brown cream.
Yes,
She mm,
She was a immature child woman,
okay. She was barefooted.
barefooted.
Yeah.
and often cozy cold on a winter morning.
Hmm. Or when it was extremely cold, she would even go out. Other children would be in the house. okay, with warm clothes. But this little girl would move out of the house to do the work. And the attire, she was dressed in an earth colored rag. She had torn the rag into two to make a skirt and sari. So you'll have to write all this out. First, talk about her appearance, physical appearance, and then her attire. Done, everyone? I'm still writing.
Yes, Miss.
Okay. How do we know that Sibia was an imaginative girl that we have just discussed? Okay. She would stand in front of the stalls and she would imagine she was wearing those bangles, those necklace, even in front of the sweet shop, and she would stand in front of the cloth shop also.
Miss, can you repeat the answer?
Yes, I said that she was an imaginative girl because a girl of her age would love to, adorn herself. So, like any other girl, when the weekly market was held, she would go and stand in front of the jewelry shop. She would wait in front of the sweet shop, looking at the sweets, getting tempted at them, imagining that she's, tasting them. She would also go to the cloth shop.
Thank you, Miss.
Okay, taken down, everyone. Devashri, Gauresh, Gauri,
Yes, ma'am.
taken down.
Yes, miss.
Okay, okay. Gauresh, no reply from you.
Yes, miss. Noted down.
Okay, fine, fine. Next, how, how does the writer address Sibia? What does he call her?
Child woman.
Child woman. Okay, and then you need to explain why she's referred to as a child woman. Because her physical age was 12 years old, but then she would do all the work like a lady. Okay, toiling right from morning till evening. She would go down to get water. Okay, take the pot and go down to the river to get the water. She would work in the fields. She would cook. Everything, all the work that the mother would do, the ladies would do, this little girl would also do. So hence she is referred to as a child woman.
Yes, Miss.
Okay, write that down. Take it down. See on page 96, the third paragraph, you will get all the points there. That she was born to toil. She was born to work hard. So what kind of work she did? She husked corn, gathered sticks, put down to dry, cooked and weeded, and carried and fetched water, cut the grass for fodder. All these points have to be covered in this answer.
Yes.
Written or still writing? Part
Done, miss.
still done. Okay. What about others?
Yes, Miss. Done.
Done. Okay. Shall we go to the next question?
Yes, Miss.
Okay. Describe the encounter between Sibia and the crocodile. This answer is going to be long. So we need to start from the right place, where she has this encounter with the crocodile and go in proper sequence now. Come on, who's giving me this answer? Renuka, want to try?
Miss, can I?
Yes, Gaurish, go ahead.
Miss Sibia at first saw the crocodile attacking the other Gujar woman while she was collecting the water.
Okay. But where was Sibia at that moment?
Miss Madra,
Yes, Parth?
Miss Sibia came from the cave late and she saw that her mother is gone. So she went behind her. Then she saw the Gujar lady being attacked by the crocodile. So she went to help her out.
No, wait. Stop here. Is Parth right? Everybody.
No, miss,
Very-
miss,
No.
I think her mother did not came with her.
Yes. She realizes that her mother has gone away, but she does not follow the mother.
No, miss, I am wanted to say that her track.
Yeah. But where is she then? And how come she was at that spot? You've forgotten that part of the story where she was exhausted. She was very, very tired because the bundle of hay that she was carrying on her head was very heavy. Okay. She was all tired. She was full of sweat. So to rest for some time, she had put that bundle of hay on a boulder, a huge boulder, and she was resting. When she saw this Gujar woman walking down with the pots to fetch water. Okay, now you carry on. Come on. Gaurish, want to carry on from here?
No, miss.
Huh? What happened?
Miss, I am trying to get
Come
the
on,
answer.
try then. Try. So then what happens when she sees this lady going down to the river? What does she do? And what does she see?
Miss, she saw that the Gujar woman is attacked by the crocodile.
Yeah, the Gujar woman was attacked by the crocodile. Talk about the attack now. What had happened?
Miss, the crocodile had strongly
Gripped her leg.
gripped her leg,
Crocodile
and
had
the
gripped her leg, and it
And blood was flowing.
blood was flowing in the
blood
water.
was flowing, and this woman was screaming, okay, trying to free her leg, but the crocodile had gripped it so hard that there was no way that this lady could be set free. So what does this girl do then?
The girl quickly hurries towards the Gujar woman and pierces the fork in the crocodile's eyes and saves the woman and takes her to the village.
Okay. Is there one small part that you're forgetting? She saves her, then
Miss, the crocodile vanishes.
the crocodile vanishes.
And then she saw a blue.
No, that is not a part of this attack. Okay.
Miss, she gave the first aid by putting sand.
Yes.
Yes. She puts a little sand. Okay. See this part over here. You can even talk about this part of the story. See the crocodile. When the moment she throws that hay fork at the crocodile, was the eye gets pierced. and the crocodile raises its body out of the water and then moves away. Then this part, Sibia got her arms around the fainting woman and somehow dragged her from the water. She stopped her wounds with sand and bound them with rag. This is also important. Okay, she stops the wound from bleeding by putting sand on it, and she puts a rag. What she is wearing, that same rag she puts on the leg of that lady, and helped her home to the Gujar encampment. Okay, that is your complete answer. Got it, everyone?
Yes, miss.
Keep noting the points, and once you're done, tell me.
Yes, miss.
Okay, done?
Yes, miss.
What about Apo? Done? Done? Okay, we are going to the next question. Why did Sibia want to visit the cavelets?
Miss,
Miss May,
Yeah.
Miss, she had made some pots, bowls and pot which she wanted to see if they are ready and ready to color.
Color. Okay, because she had made some clay bowls and she wanted to check whether they had dried up so that she could take them home and paint them. Okay, so write that. To check whether the mud bowls were dry so that she could carry them home and paint them.
Yes, miss.
Okay, then the next one, explain the irony at the end of the story.
Miss, I think miss, after the incident with the crocodile, after reaching home, she was happy uh, for the blue bead she have got,
Hmm.
and she was not telling the story of crocodile, but was happy for the blue bead.
Yes, yes. At the end of the story, the mother is in a state of panic. Okay, because she realizes that she has reached home, but the daughter is missing. So the mother immediately comes back trying to search for the daughter. When she meets the daughter, she scolds her. But the daughter is more than excited. She's so happy that she doesn't want to tell about the encounter. She tells the mother that I found something. Something happened. Mother said, "Sir, I thought something happened to you." She says, "Yes, something did. I found a blue bead." Okay, so she's more excited that finally she has managed to find a blue bead for herself. And incidents like the crocodile and all, they were a part of her life. So she thought that it was not really required to tell the mother. So that is ironical because the readers would expect that this girl would narrate the entire story. But nothing of that sort happens. In fact, she talks about the blue bead. Written?
Yes, miss.
Okay, last two questions. Justify the title of the story. Will be able to write this? The title
Yes,
of the
miss.
story, see, title of the story could have been Sibia also, no? But the writer has not named that story as Sibia. It's a blue bead. To give a very clear message that if there is something that you really long for and you have a strong desire for it, and if you are patient and you work in that direction, then you are definitely going to achieve it. Okay, so hence the title of the story is Blue Bead and it's not Sibia. And it also talks about how Sibia gets the blue bead at the end of the story.
Yes, miss.
And the last question, what impression do we get about the life of the people living in the forest? What kind of life they live?
They
A
live a very
hard-working
hard
life.
life.
They live a very hard life. What else can you say about that hard life? What exactly do you mean by hard life?
Miss, they have used to search for the grassland.
Yes. What else? Their life is full of hardships, don't you think? There is no comfort right from morning. They have to work, they have to hunt, they have to cut grass. Okay, they have to get water from the river. So there is a lot of hardships which they have to face. It's not an easy life.
Miss,
Okay.
and they also have to be alert of the animals
Yes,
in
they
the
at the same
jungle.
time, see, to survive, they have to, come out of the house. But they have to be alert. They also have to learn how to protect themselves against the dangers of the jungle. They are also poverty ridden. They are not rich people. They survive on anything and they can eat anything, even something that is going bad, they can survive on that.
Yes, miss.
Okay, got all the points?
Yes, miss.
Okay, that's it from my side. Anything from your side? Anything that you want to ask? Anything
No,
that is
miss.
clear? Anything that is not clear? Okay, use this little time that is left to write out your answers. And then when I tell you, then you can leave. Okay?
Yes, miss.
You have your MOV textbook with you all, no?
Yes,
Everyone?
miss.
So next time we will do MOV. That's a very, very long scene. That is
Yes,
going to
miss.
take
Second scene, no?
yes, that is going to take
Miss, I
very
read it.
yes. Very nice, but it's a very lengthy scene. I think it will take around three to four lectures. And we'll have to do it in bits and pieces because otherwise then you will not follow.
Miss, in it, Bassanio gets Portia's hand for marriage.
Yeah. He comes to choose the casket, no?
Yes, miss. Lead casket.
But there is a lot of details and a lot of things which Portia says and Bassanio feels and lot of reasons why he is going to choose the lead casket and refuse the other two and all. So it is going to take time.
Yes, miss. And it also has a song in between.
Yes, there is a song also. Okay, so just complete this work for another at least 5 to 7 minutes, and then I'll ask you to leave.
Yes, miss.
But please don't tell me, ma'am, I have not completed this work. Like last time when I took a feedback from you all, your work should be done.
Miss, I was writing with you only when you were telling the.
Okay. But you managed to write the complete answer.
Yes, miss.
So all are done then.
Yes, miss.
Encounter of the crocodile. Even the encounter of the crocodile.
No, miss. That I have marked.
That's what.
Yes, miss, that is meaning.
That will be left, I'm sure. Even the title of the story will be left. Even this child woman, why she's referred to as a child woman, why she's an imaginative girl. You need to elaborate on that answer. Huh? You can't give 2 lines and 3 lines answer.
Yes, miss.
So just check whether you have all the points and whether you have elaborated the way that I have discussed. And there is also one small irony in the story where, when this Gujar woman is attacked by the crocodile, okay, Sibia, the first instant reaction is, she sees those pots, floating away in the water. So she rushes, trying to save the pots. So it tells you that, these utensils, because they were brass pots, no? So these utensils were important to the people, those who were living in the hills and the jungle. The first instant reaction was that. And then she realizes that no point, the pots have floated away with the water. So then she turns around and to save the Gujar woman. Okay, so make a note of that also. That is also one ironical point in the story. Okay, grade 10.
Stop writing.
Okay, fine. Please complete whatever little bit is left for homework. Okay, next time we will begin with MOV. Okay, so keep your textbook with you. And bye everyone.